What's going on, guys? My name is Shane Craig. Today is Monday, August the 31st, and this is my top 5 gaming and tech news stories. As everyone probably now knows, Horizon Zero Dawn was one of the first-party Sony games to make an appearance on the PC. Well, now in this PC Gamer article, we find out that Sony wants to bring more of its first-party games to the PC platform. The corporate report released by Sony says, quote, "We will explore expanding our first-party titles to the PC platform in order to promote further growth in our profitability. Competition from online PC games and players from other industries is expected to continue to intensify." I actually think this is pretty interesting because for the longest time, you're not going to play a first-party game from Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. Well, Microsoft is different because they own Windows, so ignore what I just said. Nintendo and Sony, you're not going to play their first-party games anywhere but on their hardware. If I can play Sony's games on my PC, why do I buy a PlayStation 4? So my question is, how many of these first-party games are going to make it to PC? Are we looking at, maybe it's a timed exclusivity thing. Maybe it's, a year out, we're going to see The Last of Us Part 2 on PC. So that there's still reason to buy the PlayStation 5, but if you wait, you can play it on PC too. So essentially, Sony wants to just scoop up those extra purchases. If you're a big Sony person, you probably already bought this game, but if you're not a big Sony PlayStation person, you're on your PC, well, here's the game a year later. I reported just the other day on OnePlus's new Clover concept phone, which is going to have a low-end processor and a massive 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Well, Samsung says, we're not going to let OnePlus get away with that without any competition from us. Looking at this article from Phone Arena, Samsung's newest mid-range phone pushes the envelope with a 7,000 milliamp hour battery. I mean, visually speaking, this thing looks like a Samsung phone. It looks like a normal Samsung phone. Hole punch in the middle, triple camera, probably a depth sensor in one of those there, so it's probably realistically just 3 cameras and a depth sensor. September 11th rollout, so just right around the corner. Now let's pump our brakes a little bit. The M family is European and Asian markets in mind, but just the simple fact that someone is making a phone with a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, a form factor that's quite modern, and they're going to sell it for 360 euros. That's incredible. We're looking at a Snapdragon 730 processor as well. For 360 euros, this thing could be an absolute monster for the price. As you may know, just a while back, we did a review and several videos about Lenovo's Chromebook Duet. Well, Lenovo is back at it again with some pretty cool looking tablets. This time we're looking at the Lenovo Tab P11 Pro. It's an 11.5-inch Android tablet coming this fall for $499. Let's turn to Liliputing for the details. We're looking at that similar Snapdragon 730G processor, which is more than enough to get through day-to-day tasks. We have a 2560 by 1600 pixel OLED display. Pretty doggone solid. And this is what she looks like. I think you could call this a budget iPad Pro competitor pretty easily. Fingerprint and face unlock, 4 JBL speakers with Dolby Atmos sound, an 8400 milliamp hour battery, which should be quite solid. Now, it sounds like these accessories do not come in the box, but there is a detachable keyboard, pressure-sensitive pen as well. And they released this neat video talking about the overall craftsmanship of this device. They're using a milling technique, looks like out of aluminum, which is quite premium and I can imagine feels pretty good. As someone who has used the Chromebook Duet, which was a budget Chromebook tablet, I can tell you that Lenovo's craftsmanship has actually been quite good as of late. It's a tablet that feels very good. So if this thing is going to come in a little bit more expensive and can actually be more premium, can actually feel better, which this actually looks very good. This looks very reminiscent of sort of the older iPads. This thing could be fairly compelling at $499. You may have seen on some of our latest game streams, which you can find on our Facebook page, that we've been enjoying some Sea of Thieves. Well, Sea of Thieves is bringing something content-wise that I think is a long time coming. Eurogamer.com reports Sea of Thieves is getting adorable pet dogs in September's update. Who doesn't want this? You've got some kind of volcanic kitten. There's the Shiba Inu. Guys, this looks fantastic. Come on. They can pee even. Guys. At any rate, September 30th is going to be the launch for this newest content update. More missions, more things to do. And of course, dogs. You ever thought about what it would be like to have a Nintendo Wii that you could hold in your hand like a Game Boy? Well, wonder no more, because GameSpot.com has this news article. Modder makes Wii the size of a Game Boy. Somehow, this person has managed to squeeze an entire Nintendo Wii into a form factor the size of a Game Boy. This is incredibly interesting. This video is really well done. Shows a lot of really good details here on how this thing works. I do recommend you go check it out yourself. But somehow this person managed to squeeze a functional Nintendo Wii. This is literally made from an actual Nintendo Wii that was cut into pieces and somehow squeezed into this case. Guys, that's all the news I have for you today. Be sure to check back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for my top 5 tech and gaming news stories of the day. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends. If you enjoy my content, please consider becoming a Scary If Literal member. You'll get access to a whole bunch of emoticons to use with live streams and a shout out on an upcoming video. Thanks as always for your continued support.